According to a not at all conveniently timed book by Bob Woodward, Trump apparently said that he tried to downplay the coronavirus because he didn't want to create a mass panic. And the left is flipping out. Meanwhile, de Blasio was telling people to go to restaurants, Pelosi was inviting them to come hang out in Chinatown, and then Cuomo started shoving sick people into nursing homes, and they didn't say a word. And of course, we're not supposed to notice all of that because Trump bad and people stupid. So you know it's election season when a ton of bombshells start dropping left and right? Well, mostly left, actually. Too bad this one's got the explosive power of a wet firework. According to a new book out by Bob Woodward, which I'm sure is not at all strategically timed, President Trump apparently admitted that he tried to downplay the coronavirus pandemic to keep from creating a mass panic. And according to the left and the media, we're all supposed to lose our crap over that because it proves that Trump has been trying to kill us, or something. Now, to remind, back when all of this started, people were hoarding toilet paper. Food aisles were emptied out. Some morons were walking around with plastic bags and water bottles strapped to their faces. I'm sorry, but in the middle of all of that, the statement, "I wanted to always play it down because I don't want to create a panic," is neither shocking nor scandalous. In fact, it's pretty much Trump speak for keep calm and carry on, which, if you recall, people weren't doing. They were getting into fistfights over toilet paper and hand sanitizer in the store. People were having trouble buying food for their families because Apocalypse Amy had gone through and bought up 47 packages of ground beef and all of the rice. The elderly were terrified to leave their homes. Anxiety and depression went through the roof. Pharmacies couldn't keep enough Zoloft on the shelves. People were getting assaulted for not wearing masks or social distancing enough. People were panicking. And it only got worse as businesses shut down, people lost their jobs, paychecks vanished, they couldn't go visit their relatives or bury their loved ones, schools and churches were closed, kids couldn't go anywhere, the stock market tanked, single people were stuck inside their apartments alone for weeks. Shall I go on? If there were ever a time to keep tensions at a minimum, this was it. But of course, Democrats couldn't let that happen, so they started screaming that everyone was going to die, and it was all Trump's fault. Except wait, that's not what they were saying in the beginning, remember? See, if I recall correctly, back when all of this kicked off, Nancy Pelosi was inviting people to gather in Chinatown.
We do want to say to people, come to Chinatown. Here we are. We're, again, careful, safe, and come join us.
And the media didn't say a word. Then again, this is the woman who just claimed that she was stymied by a hair salon, so maybe we can't expect much there. Oh, but if only she were the only one. Up in the Big Apple, Health Commissioner Osiris Barbeau was telling people that there was no reason they shouldn't go to restaurants, or attend parades, or pack into the subway like cattle.
There is no reason not to take the subway, not to take the bus, not to go out to your favorite restaurant, and certainly not to miss the parade next Sunday. I'm going to be there.
De Blasio told people that the coronavirus should not stop you from going about your life. When Trump shut down travel from China, Biden called him a xenophobe. But now, Trump says that he tried to calm everybody down to avoid a stampede in the Charmin aisle, and suddenly he's accused of lying to the public and intentionally misleading us all about the pandemic. Okay. Except that even Dr. Fauci disagrees, proving that even a broken apocalypse clock is right twice a day. Speaking to Fox News, because they're one of the only ones who will air it, Fauci contradicted Woodward's claims that Trump lied to the public about the coronavirus, saying that the president was always upfront and honest with us based on the information he was being given by Fauci's task force at the time.
When we would get up in front of the press conferences, which were very, very common after our discussions with the president, he really didn't say anything different than we discussed when we were with him. So I may not be tuned in to the right thing that they're talking about, but I didn't really see any discrepancies between what he told us and what we told him and what he ultimately came out publicly and said.
He also told Fox that he never said the things that he's quoted as supposedly saying in Woodward's book.
You are quoted in the Woodward book as well. According to the Washington Post, Fauci at one point tells others that the president, quote, is on a separate channel and unfocused in meetings with, quote, rudderless leadership, according to Woodward. Quote, his attention span is like a minus number, Fauci said, according to Woodward. His sole purpose is to get reelected. Is that correct?
You know, if you notice, it was others have said that.
Yeah.
So, you should ask others. I don't recall that at all.
Whoops. Now, let me just preempt all of the backlash that I know I'm going to get before I even finish this video. Here's what they'll say. Oh, Brittany, you will say anything to defend Donald Trump even when he is so blatantly wrong. No. What I will do is point out stupid when I see it. We watched a slew of Democrats telling people to go party in the street, encouraging protests and marching with activists, and the media didn't say a darn thing, but they'll seize on one short, out-of-context quote in a book written by an open anti-Trump left-winger saying the president was trying to keep a nation of 320 million people from collectively freaking out, and we're supposed to buy this because of that. And all of this crap is his fault. Not Cuomo's for shoving sick people into nursing homes, not Democrat leaders for letting mobs of protesters descend on their cities. Nope, totally Trump. Just like we're supposed to take it on face value that Trump called veterans losers, based on an anonymous source quoted by a liberal news outlet. Just like we're supposed to accept that he hobnobbed with the Kremlin and got peed on by Russian hookers, or any of the other baseless, ridiculous crap the left has tried to make stick over the past 4 years because they hate this guy so much. So much that they will shamelessly continue to peddle lies, deceit, and blatant double standards because they know that, unfortunately, there are still some sheep out there who will buy it. And that's your Reality Check America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, that you like us on Facebook and Twitter, and don't be a sheep.